yeah.
The playbook was written in ink, or so they said. But the field changed the moment that we moved ahead. Circumstances shift, the shadows start to grow. In the script we memorize, it's time to let it go. I see the blitz coming, I see the pressure mount. But it's not how you start, it's the finish that will count. I'm the quarterback standing in the eye of the storm. Shattering the silence, breaking every norm. Call the audible, change the line. We're stepping out of formation and into the design. From the wreckage of the plans we made, we found a light that will never in the silence lies. Look to your brother, look in his eyes. We are the storm that clears the skies. Say it with your chest, together we rise. Together we rise, together we rise. Yeah, yeah. Together we rise. Yeah. Welcome to the sanctuary, the unscripted truth, where we peel back the layers and we rebuild the roof. No plutonium files needed to crack the code. Just honest conversation on this heavy road. Zero topics off the table, let the record show. This is the realest frequency that you will ever know. I'm scared too, yeah, I'll admit the fear, but courage only matters when the danger is near. So tune in, lock in, let the hours pass. We're building something solid that is built to last. It's 6 p.m. The sun is going down, but we are the kings of this unspoken town. They want us divided, they want us apart, but they underestimated the strength of this heart. We don't need a teleprompter to tell us who to be. We just need this moment.
Hey, what is up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy, the Birdman from the Birdman Show. I got Miss D with me. I've got Miss Valley with me. You guys already know what to do, so why don't you go ahead and do it with us? That is right. I know, right? Thank you. It is. Yeah. It's been a while. I feel like. But anyways, I gotta say what's up to my co-host first. I gotta say what's up to Miss D. I got Miss Valley. Miss D, how you doing?
On vacation. It's been a very rainy vacation. We got down to the beach today, and of course, we had to top off of the Jeep. We got down there. We spent a little bit down at. So we were at Jasper Beach, which, if anybody knows anything about the Bay of Fundy in Maine, Jasper Beach is one of 2 beaches in the world. The other one is in Japan, with the Singing Rocks. And it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I took a few pictures. I'll send them later. But about an hour or so after we got there, the skies opened up and we got poured on and soaked, and yeah. It's been that kind of week.
Oh, that sounds excellent. That sounds fun. Mace, how about you, bro?
Hi, I've been doing pretty good. Been really busy. I'm down here visiting my family in Arizona, giving them a hand on one of their jobs. What's that? An hour.
No, I'm
No, 5 minutes.
okay. Thank you.
As you can see. So, but yeah, it's been a really good visit. It's been quite some time. The last time I was at this house, like they had just bought it, and my mom has a habit of like buying complete knockdown jobs and just going from there. So seeing what it was like 4.5 years ago or 5 years ago, and seeing what it's like now, it's like, wow, they put a lot of work in this place. But so they got another one that I've been coming out here and helping them with. So, oh man, so that was just got home, so I was eating dinner, and then cool. It's been a while. It's nice to be able to do this with you guys. Also, Miss D, did Baby Bird have a birthday?
No.
No, I thought I saw something on Facebook on the 20th.
Oh, that would have been Bambi had a birthday.
Oh, yeah,
on the
Bambi,
20th.
yeah.
Yeah, little mama.
Yes. I was like,
Happy
wait a minute.
birthday.
I'm like, nope, no, he's only 6 months old. Yes, happy birthday to Bambi.
Yes, definitely.
25. And I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, so I'm right there with you. It has been a while. Definitely. First of all, I gotta give a shout out to all the pops out there. Happy Father's Day, belated Father's Day, and to those mothers who are playing both roles as well. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Just keep chugging
And a
along. Keep
happy
moving forward.
Father's Day to you guys too.
Thank you so very much. My Father's Day was pretty awesome. I was surprised by my youngest. Her and her mom made a trip, unbeknownst to me. They had planned that with my wife Desiree, so that was a surprise, a very pleasant surprise, and
Mm.
much needed surprise. I'm just, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. For those who do know or don't know, I've been absent quite a bit lately. We're dealing with some family issues. My father's not he's not well, so we've been between my brother and I, his wife, Desiree, the family at the church. We've been, you know, pulling in some extra shifts to help my mom out because she's not doing too well either. But I appreciate the thoughts. I appreciate the prayers through all this. Yes, it has been very difficult, but I still feel the love from everybody, and I wanted to take time to thank everybody for the thoughts and prayers and just the positive vibes that you guys been sending this way. I can honestly say I've felt them from time to time. So keep sending them. I'll take all I can at this point in time. So yeah, we got that going on. Plus, um, yes, Kylie, I'm at my parents' house. I'm in the basement. I'm a cellar dweller right now. Yeah, but yeah. So we're here. Like I said, between my brother and I, like I stay here during the day. He comes at night and stays. So that way, somebody's always here with my mom. We want to make sure someone's always here with her, and also make sure that if my dad needs something, one of us are here. Tabs, thank you so very much, sis. I love you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. If I sound like I'm exhausted, I 100% am. I am. But at the same time, um, my mom was like, well, "You need to take a break." So I was like, "You know what? Okay, I'll take a break. I'm still in the house. I'm still here. But this is my break. This is one of those things that has always rejuvenated me. It's always made me feel, better because I get on here with people I love and care about. Get to chat with them. Get to chat with everybody in the comments. Get to feel that love, that support, and I love it, and I appreciate it. So that's why today, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anybody has any idea what we were supposed to talk about in this episode. So we're gonna talk about mental health. Um, and I'm starting this week. This week, well, actually, these last 2 weeks have been extremely interesting and very eye opening on a different levels. Like I said, I spoke briefly about what's going on with my parents, but then I'm also dealing with something completely different that I didn't think was so much affect my mental health. But I've recently, for those who don't know, I've been named the league commissioner of the basketball league that I coach in, and just the mental drain of dealing with that, dealing with different personalities, different things that pop up. Just dealing with that in general is I didn't realize because I've done it for so long. I didn't realize how taxing that is and how much that attacks my mental health. So you know what? We started this when I started this podcast. It dealt with mental health, so I have no problem skipping episodes to deal with and talk about mental health because we need to do more. I think we need to do more check-ins like that. Whether it's on the podcast, whether it's just checking in with somebody in general. Um, we should do more mental health check-ins. Um, so I like the idea. I think we're gonna do that. But I am Miss D and Mace, I am going to sprinkle in a little bit of an episode we were going to do. Can you survive this?
Ooh.
I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah. So I'll bring in some questions here and there throughout this episode. I don't plan on being on here extremely long, but I did want to be able to get on here and bother you, good people, time. So first of all, I got to check in with you guys. How are you guys doing? When we start talking about mental health and we start talking about doing a check in. How are you guys doing? Miss D, we'll start with you.
So mental health wise, I definitely needed this vacation. But as a woman with ADHD who takes care of her family and all of that, um, just the vacation itself is very mentally taxing because I have to make sure that, you know, we have everything that we need. We also have both pups with us, so I got to make sure that they have everything they need. Plus, we're vacationing at a friend's house, even though we're camping out in her yard. We're still vacationing at her house, so I have to make sure that she has what she needs for this week to be successful. So it weighs on me pretty heavily to have everything go off without a hitch, and of course the weather doesn't help. So I've been a little anxious and a little on edge. Plus I've been dealing with the weather, so my back and my headaches have been a force to be reckoned with. So I've been up here since Friday. So today's Wednesday. By tomorrow, things will probably even out. I usually need a vacation for my vacation.
That's it's funny how that works. Like there's such a stress and strain on the vacation itself for preparing for it and doing everything, and then you don't realize how much you stressed on that before, and by the time you're able to relax for it, it's about almost about time to go back home.
Yeah,
That's
because we're leaving Saturday morning. So
well,
yeah,
there you go. There you have it. That's awesome.
yeah.
Mace, how about you? How about you, bro? 'Cause you talked about going to see your family. So I mean,
Yeah, it's been really good. And Mike's down here, so I've been able to see him too.
good.
So and that's been really, because it's been a year, because that was the last time I saw him in Vegas. And so like coming down here, integrating, hanging out, and it's always good memories, because there was a time where I used to spend, like, what was it, like every other month. It was like once every 2 months or so, I would go up to Washington when they lived up there for a couple weeks. And it's really cool hanging out with my stepdad. He's very like outdoorsy, does like the gold panning, dirt biking, like all sorts of like man stuff. So, and I'm kind of like a home buddy back home. It's just hang out with the kids and stay away from the heat. So, but it's been really nice getting out here, reconnecting, being able to help them with this job. And it's very easy doing something that I'm very knowledgeable with. So it's just IKEA cabinets for like kitchen cabinets, which if you know it, it's like, oh, it's IKEA, it's like Lego, and I'm used to it. So I used to do all the time for work. So to me, this is nothing. I just, bust it out. And so it helps them, it gives me a little trip away. Yeah, I do miss the little ones back home, of course, but it's only like what, a week and a half, almost 2 weeks,
Yeah.
something like that. So it's a short trip, but long enough at the same time. So yeah, it's done a lot of good for me, because I think for me it's like, it's not like bad, but it feels like you kind of get into a particular rhythm and nothing changes, and it kind of feels like stagnant in a way. And my mom had told me that she's been doing this job and she's stressing out because she's trying to get it done by a certain time, but she's got all this other stuff. And it's like, hey, if you need another pair of hands, just let me come out. Let me give you a hand. And it just kind of the timing of everything just worked out. And we're down here and making it happen on multiple fronts. And it's kind of been outside of like look how wonderful I am, I'm helping. But like for me, it's good to kind of get out of like the routine of everyday same and doing something different. Like like I don't really move a whole lot. Like I move around, I do stuff with the kids and all that, blah blah blah. But like I don't like build furniture and work on a house or anything. Like so like being more active and doing stuff, it's been really good mental health wise, just changing up the routine and like feels like every day I'm doing something. So that mental health wise has kind of been a real positive for me.
You bring up a very interesting point. And it's funny that you bring that up. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's to me, it's funny, but everybody knows my sense of humor. I should know my sense of humor by now. It's taxing. You're talking about having ADHD, and you have anxiety, any type of anxiety, depression, anything. Just getting out is taxing. And you're talking about having to do the travel part. Especially if you're talking about airports, if you're talking about traffic. I mean, for the most part, I think I do okay with airports. I don't like them, but I do far worse if I have to drive a long period of time and I have to go through traffic because people are stupid.
Yes.
They are stupid. And when it comes to vehicles, they become even more dumb than you would than possible, that I ever thought was possible. You're talking about driving a vehicle and you're talking about, holding someone's life in about. I got to tell a quick story. This is funny. So this morning here in my town, popped up on the news. There's a fast food place that's down. Well, it's not that far from our house, and it's called Lotus. It's a Chinese place. And I guess sometime this morning, someone decided to drive their truck smack dead into the side of the store, right where the drive-through window was. And my only response was, "Don't they know they don't open until 11?" I mean, I like me some dim sum, all right? I love some crab ragoon. I love my spicy shrimp fried rice. I don't think I like it that much that I'm gonna drive straight through the drive-through and almost into the kitchen. I feel like you could have just parked. I really feel like you should have just waited until 11 when they opened up. But that goes back to what I was saying about idiots in cars. Okay, so I'm gonna answer this question. What is probably your biggest fear when it comes to being in an environment where might stress you out the most? Like what type of environment that you might find yourself in that could stress you out the most? Ms. D, we'll start with you.
Honestly, the most stressed out environment that I could be in, where my brain is gonna go, everything is gonna go wrong, is open water on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of my biggest fears. I basically have two major fears. And that's open water and fire. They're irrational. I've never really been involved in anything that would trigger something of that nature. But yeah, open water that I cannot see the bottom of, and fire. So a fire on a boat would probably be my worst nightmare coming true.
I feel that to my core. I can deal with water mostly, but like a lake, I'm somewhat okay with. Ocean, I can't do. I just can't. Des has been trying to get me to do a cruise for the longest. Number one, Titanic. Number two, the fact that they keep going to the ocean exploring and finding new things. Who knows what these idiots have stirred up? And actually, do you know there's far worse things than the megalodon that used to exist that lived in the water? So the megalodon,
Krakens.
The kraken. Okay?
That's what I call the dogs. I tell Jeff all the time, release the kraken. When I'm ready in bed and they both want to jump in with me. So
yeah, that was the nickname of my girlfriend in the 8th grade. Anyways, we're not gonna get into that. Anyways, May, same question to you, bro.
This is it's very rational for me, but the grocery store, basically anywhere like in public with people. Because like you said, people are try to give them grace, but let's be real. A lot of people are mouth breathers, smooth brain, single focus. They themselves don't care about the rest of the world, and they just operate in a way that's just like, you know, you go to the grocery store and it's just there's the people that will be on the aisle with their cart turned and just standing there. Or you know what I mean? Like, or for some weird reason, there's like this magnetic pull, like someone's walking real slow, and I try to go around and they just like keep moving right in front of me, like not even looking back. It's just weird. Anyway, it's just, you know, and then there's the thing where I like to have space. Like you go to the grocery store, you get your stuff, you're getting ready to go. And so you're waiting at the thing to go check out and everything. And it's right by the main thoroughfare at the front of the store. So you try to leave some room so that people can walk, right? Because that's like a courteous thing to do. It's simple, right? But then people will be like, oh, there's space here. They're not nut to butt. Therefore, that means that that person's not in line. So they just cut. And it's like, and then for me, the way that like I handle myself with it is like, I just let it happen because I tend to like make a bigger deal out of whatever. And I get pissed off relatively easily. So just let it go. I'm in no rush. Apparently they are. So whatever. But then it annoys me when they like will turn around and make a huge deal like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, no, you're fine. Because I don't want to have to talk to anybody. It's why I do self-checkout. Go do it. I don't have to interact with anyone.
Yep.
And then they make like this huge like apology speech and then like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Go. And I'm like, no, trust me, it's fine. And the thing is, I don't want to have to go into the whole conversation with a complete stranger of basically what I just said. Like, it's just how I operate. It is what it is. I don't want to have to go into the explanation. Trust me, you're fine. It just is what it is. You know, because it'd be easier if they just look back, oh, my bad, and then willingly walked away. But when they still like walk and get back in line, you know, but when they stand there, knowing that they cut, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, but they still stand there. And they're like trying to offer you, it's like, just fucking move. Like, but if you're not going to just do it automatically, don't waste both of our time with this whole thing. Anyway, you see, these things that really stress me out. So I don't mind going out in public when it's like relatively calm, quiet, whatever. I love taking the kids to the park, and when there's other families at the park, that's cool. But then sometimes you go to the park and it's pure chaos. But you kind of grin and bear it because, you know, well, at least get the kids started out. But blah, blah, blah. Long story. That's my irrational anxiety inducing whatever.
Well, first of all, I don't think either one of those from either one of you are irrational. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to knock it for any of those. I mean, especially when it comes to that, that's 100% why I'm so overly thankful for the self checkouts, because I quite literally don't have to talk to anybody. And I don't care. I love it. I enjoy it. I really think it's an awesome thing. I've learned some things about the self check. I used to give the self checkout like 5 stars, and then I stopped doing that because that's something I don't know. There was some weird reason. Des told me. I don't know what it was, but anyways, I stopped doing that. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
Here we are giving thumbs up as we are the ones that have become the cashiers for no pay.
Yeah,
there's bunches of rabbit holes you can go on. Like I do like there is some conveniences to the self checkout thing, but like kind of big picture when you think about it, it's just more technology that is trying to focus on maximizing profits and pushing the human out of the workforce.
I see me though. If I'm using self checkout, I mean I'm basically working for Walmart. So I'll go back to the break room, take a break, eat some chips, probably rummage through the refrigerator, see what good snacks are in there. See if old Johnny Boy brought anything good for lunch. You know, so I might go back there and be like, sir, do you work here? No, but I use self checkout. So, anyways, moving along.
Employee of the month right here.
Yeah, that's right. I've been employee of the month for the last 6 months. And I'm with you there, Tabs. Like we go to Sam's Club, I use the scan and go. So we scan everything in our cart. Once we're done, we just scan everything. Actually, we scan as we go. And once we're done, we pay for it right then and just go. They scan our They look at their cart to see like a couple items, like, all right, you're good, and then we're out. So that I love that even more. I love going to Sam's Club. So yeah, so like for me, I would say my absolute horror or something that really stressed me out, and it's happened to me quite a few times over the last 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years. It's happened quite a few times. I'm 100% terrified of snakes. I can't do it. I don't care. Just can't do it. I can't do it. I think I've told the story as to why I'm terrified. I've never had a bad experience per se. Never been like bit or anything like that. Never, anything crazy. Somebody like threw one on me or something. I've never had that happen. But I had something that it was pretty bad. I think I told the story about what happened when I was in Afghanistan. It was my second deployment. It was before I came. It was before. It's before I got over there where you guys were at there, Monty. So I think I've told the story, but if I haven't, here you go. So we're there. We start taking small arms fire. We're in this village. We start taking off small arms fire. We take cover in one of the houses that are there, right? So as we're getting, bombarded with, with rounds and stuff, and then we're in this firefight, in this firefight. I'm sitting there and I'm just unloaded. Pow, 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 pow. I'm just going off, right? Well, I had my squad. We kind of got separated, so they were on one side of the street. We're on the other side, and so I had just one other soldier with me, and so I'm sitting there returning fire. I'm just letting them go, like bam, 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 bam. Like, I'm like, and I look over and he's not doing anything. He just has his back against the wall and he's looking straight. And it's like, and I'm sitting there and I duck down and say, look, man, I understand. It's your first time. It's your first time being here, but I need you to fire back, bro. I need you to fire back. And he wouldn't freaking move. He just froze, and he kind of reached down and his hands was just shaking. And I was like, dude, what's your problem? I said, would you please shoot back, shoot. And I turned around. Behind me was a glass enclosure that was like set in the wall, right? In this glass enclosure, which got shot out and the glass was broken, were two king cobras.
Oh, Lord.
And they started to come out. Now, if you've never seen a king cobra, all right, if you've never actually seen one, just with them chilling, not doing anything, not being all mad, not puffed out, nothing, they are one of the meanest, evilest looking creatures I've ever seen in my life. Like, they just look like they're just constantly just mad about something. They look like some serious grumpy old men. And two of them came out of that joker. And he's like, what do we do? I said, man, you better grab one of them grenades and pop smoke, fool. I don't know what you talking about. I'm out. Hey, I'm out. So after that is when I started having my nightmares when it came to snakes. But like I said, other than that, like, they were still like probably a good, I don't want to say about 15, 20 feet from us. But I didn't realize those things can actually grow up to about 20 feet long. And I didn't realize that. So the way if my memory serves me right, and I'm not just freaking about to crap myself, I think they had to have been I would say juveniles, because they were big, but they weren't long. So I don't think they were like that big. But anyways, yeah, it freaked me out. It definitely freaked me out. Okay, so if you had to wait, hold on. But if you had to, well, actually, you know what? Let me ask this question. Okay. if you had a go-to routine, let's say you're in a stressful situation, right? And you had to have a go-to routine to help calm yourself, to get yourself back into a good headspace, to be able to move, to be able to navigate whatever situation you're in. What is your go-to like routine? What is your go-to place? Whether it's in your head, whether it's you pop in some headphones, you listen to music. What is your go-to routine when it comes to stuff like that? Miss Dean, start with you.
Honestly, I get pissed. If my if I'm in such a stressful situation that I start to shut down because I tend to ostrich, I'll stick my head in the sand for a bit. Um, I get to a point where I get pissed and I start either throwing stuff or I get stuff done. It takes a lot to get me to that point, but it seems to be probably the most consistent way for me to maneuver those super stressful situations.
Okay. So you just say I'm just releasing the She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Pull my bootstraps up and straighten my crown and off I wander.
Okay. All right. Max, what about you?
Yeah, for a good portion of my life, the reaction initially in those situations would be the rage. I mean, hell, you were we were you know how I was, man. You remember JRTC, man? Like money, I'll put you down, like yeah, I was like that for a very long time in my life, and then the like default became like solitude, like getting out of the immediate situation and just being away from people. Like that seemed to kind of be enough to center me. But that's like a double-edged sword because relying on that too much can turn into like a crutch where you go from using it as a method of self-regulation to an isolation thing, and where you're kind of like distancing yourself from people. And I've done that, and so it's over time you grow, you learn it. It's like kind of a balance, but that's really the thing. It's like if I'm too up in whatever the moment is, I just have to get away at least for a breather to kind of recenter myself. And I know that you guys see me online, and it seems like you do like that. You know how it is. Like you see one thing, it's like the disassociation of the screen, right? Like I'm not in a room filled with people. It's like I'm on a call with my buddies. So it's like that in and of itself is kind of like it's a safe, but God, I just a safe space, but it's a comfortable environment, and it's something that I've always had as an outlet over the years. I like to. It's like using the online stuff and letting my nonsense be known to the world, and that's kind of like what brings my social meter. Like that's my way of interacting, but at the same time, not being in an environment that would report. So, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, for me, I think sometimes it varies. It depends on the level of stress that I'm feeling at the time. So if it's like a mild situation where it's more of an annoyance, I might be able to kind of retreat back in my own mind. Try to think of someplace else, someplace where I'm happy, where I would be happy at. It could be, I don't know. Sometimes I'm start humming a song in my head. Other times if it's more of a immediate moderate stressor, it may be, I might have to throw some headphones in and just listen to something different. Generally, a lot of times when I go to Walmart, if I'm by myself, I usually try to keep a pair of headphones in the car, or I try to take my earbuds with me, and I'll throw those in, mainly so that way, even if I'm not listening to music, somebody might think I am, so they don't talk to me. But also, if I have my phone in my pocket or something like that, and maybe I don't have my watch on, or I'm not feeling it, or whatever, in my earbuds, it'll tell me, somebody texting me who it is, and then I can, respond to the text, appropriate, whatever. Other times, Man, I feel sometimes I feel like Miss D. It's time to rage out. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's just one of those things. I try to make sure that I stay on top of it. As soon as I feel that stressor coming on, where the situation is, I try to deal with it as much as possible. So it's a nothing is concrete. I may be able to do one thing one day that works perfectly. I try to do the same thing the next day and it doesn't work at all. So it's a revolving door. You're just trying to figure things out as far as that's concerned. Let's play a game real quick. Okay, we're gonna play survival priority poker. Okay, I'm gonna name off three items. I want you to rank them in the order of importance: one, two, or three. One being important, three being not as important. Okay, so you got items one, two, three. All right. The first item is a crank radio. Your second item, 5-gallon jug of water. Your third item, a full tang knife. What order would you rank those in as an order of importance? Once again, order number one, position one, most important. Two, being as important, just as important. And three, being important, but not as important as number one. Crank radio, 5-gallon jug of water, a full tang knife. I'll give you a few seconds to think about that.
Now, can I ask a question to that?
Sure.
What situation are we in to that we have those items? Because how you respond to every situation will put those items in a different order.
Okay. Okay, how about I give you a scenario? All right. I'm gonna read this off because I don't want to misspeak. Okay, let's say grid goes off or grid goes down about 6 p.m. By midnight, the convenience stores are empty. By morning, neighbors are looking at your generator like you're holding a golden ticket. Okay, bug in or bug out. Bug in. If you have 5 gallons of water per person and a plan, bug out. If you're in an apartment, if your apartment is a glass box, why would it be a glass box on the fourth floor with no fire escapes? But here's the trap: everyone who bugs out thinks everyone's going to their cousin's farm 40 miles away. Gas stations, pumps don't work without electricity. We're walking in July, so it's the heat of the summer, with a suitcase full of beef jerky. That's not a plan. That's a parade. So when you're playing for this survival poker, priority poker, you have a crank radio, 5 jug of water, a full tang knife. Which one are you ranking first? How about you, good old Mace?
Well, all right. So in that particular situation, I'm not bugging out. Like the closest farm that I could run off to and feel reasonably safe is here in Prescott, Arizona, which is like 4 hours away. So that's just not happening. So it's gonna be staying at home. I don't trust the government. So what's the hand crank radio gonna do for me? Oh, we have a shelter here. Go ahead and come here. And then you go there, and then they do government things and like, all right, we got them all corralled up. Yeah, whatever the hell. This is like all hope is lost scenario. Like I write books about this crap, dude. No, you can't trust the establishment. The hand radio, no. See, the night thing is good because you're gonna need it at like some point, right? Because if this is one of these situations and you're not leaving, you need some sort of form to defend yourself. But then at the same time, if I'm not leaving, I got crap at the house, so whatever. So in this scenario with no electricity, the water is not pumping, and you gotta have that. So the water is going to be number one. right? Especially where I live out in the desert, you're going to need the water to survive, first and foremost. Then the knife, and then the ham radio. I don't know. Let the kids play with it. Keep them occupied.
What about you, Miss D?
So I would go with the knife first, mainly because it is a tool. It's used for protection. Many different things.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then for me, where I live, if we were in a situation, um, you know, I'm surrounded by water. And so for me, that wouldn't necessarily be an issue. Um, so my next thing would be the hand crank radio because, weather reports, if there are any kind of news reports, not that I would fully trust them, but at least it would give me an idea,
Mm-hmm.
kind of what's going on. And then I'd put water down as the third priority because, you need to make sure that you have a drinkable source that you're not having to filter. Um, but like I said, I'm surrounded by water and I'm surrounded by springs. So for me, water isn't as high a priority.
Mm. Now, see, I agree with that. It really depends on where you're at. Depends, what your type of environment is. According to this survival, Mace actually passed flying colors. Miss D, you might not have survived. Um, but like I said, it honestly comes down to where you're at, what you have at your disposal. But as it says, if you pick the radio first, you're already dead. You don't need to. You don't need to hear the major panic. You need to not die of thirst. Water is king. Knife is queen. Radio is a jester who tells you it's going to rain tomorrow while you're already drowning in sweat. That's hilarious. I like that. Let's do one more, and then we'll take a quick commercial break, and then we might do a couple more after that, or we might do one more after that. Yeah, we'll do a couple more after that. Okay, so now this is a social survival. Okay, social survival, day 3 of this. Okay, your neighbor knocks. Your neighbor knocks. He's got a kid, no food. You have a case of canned chili. Do you open the door? What you think on
Wait,
that?
say that again.
Okay, social survival day 3. Your neighbor knocks. He has a kid, no food. You have a case of canned chili. Do you open the door? This is like a social survival type thing. We'll just say that we'll say that you're by yourself. Trey says never open the door. Okay.
See, for me, do I know the neighbor? Do I like the neighbor? Uh, um, is it somebody that could potentially ambush me and pry their way in? Um, Even with a child, as I'm sure you guys know, being overseas, children can be used as pawns and easily accepted, especially me as a woman. My first instinct would be, oh, it's a child. I need to take care of the child.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going to say no. I'm not opening the door.
Okay. All right. I can get down with that logic. Ace, what about or Mace? What about you?
Look, I'm of like, following the path and do unto others golden rule kind of crap. Totally on board with that. But in this particular situation, don't. It's a trap. Like, look, there's a couple different ways we can look at this, but either way, it's all bad. So, number one, ideally, I would not have my presence be known. Okay? Who knows what's truly going on the other side, right? My
Mhm.
heart goes out, but hey, we're all in this collective situation.
But in these types of dire straits, it's kind of every man for themselves, which is, it's like as sad as that, is, it's kind of a hard truth to swallow about these types of situations. So you don't want to paint yourself as a target because, like, you open the door and you don't get shanked right away, or like there's someone around the corner that's like using it as a lure or whatever. Let's say it is just the neighbor. You give him a can. Like, oh, okay. Well, you don't make a big deal. Like, you don't make it known that you have a whole bunch. You're like, oh, okay, here's what I have. But then he's going to tell us, eventually that information is going to get out. Or eventually he's going to run out. He's going to be coming back, right? Then what you've done is that you've created this chain of reliance. And also, you're painting yourself as a target in this situation. Okay? So, in the moment of this event, absolutely not. If possible, don't make it seem like I'm even home. Okay? And if they try to like get in, at that point you kind of have to let them know because you don't want them breaking the shit down. But like, yo, no, let's go away, right? All that, because it just is what it is. Now, if time and situation permits to where you could possibly like sneak over something without being seen, and like they open the door and there's just like not a full can. Because what does the full can say? It's like, well, if they have an entire full can, that must mean they have something else, right? Because if you're willing in these situations to give a full can, that's so what you would have to do if you are going to do the holier than thou and help people out. You would do it in a way to where it's like you open the can inside, no one sees. You take some out and you put it into like a separate container. It's like, this is what I can manage to spare. Like, so you're demonstrating that you're willing to give what little you have, but then by presenting it in such a manner that's like already from an open can, and it's like, hey, it's in this other container because it's all I got. It kind of helps signal from that perspective that okay, maybe that there is no point in coming back again, or Anyway, but yeah. So long story short, don't open the fucking door.
Okay. I mean, both answers are good answers. Here's the answer. You ready for the answer that they give for this scenario?
Mm.
Here's the answer. I open it, but I don't hand over the chili. I hand them a job. Meaning, you watch the stairwell or whatever the situation is, wherever you're at. You watch whatever from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. I give you two cans. Why? Because lone wolves die first. The pack survives. But the pack needs rules. No rules, that's how you get a cult or worse, an HOA of with weapons.
I mean, yeah, I could see it. I mean, if you're like the person on the street that has stuff, and then you make that exchange, you become king of the castle essentially. So
Right.
it kind of defaults to the leadership role being given to you because everyone's mining for gold and you're the one selling shovels. They got to keep coming back to you if they want you.
Yeah, it's very true. That's like okay, makes sense. I mean it's cool. Definitely makes sense. So all right. So here's what we do. Oh, you guys say something, Miss D?
Yeah. So I mean, my mom being, LDS, she's always made sure that we always have bug out bags and whatnot.
Mm,
Um, and the rule of thumb for us is know your doomsdayers.
yes.
Be part of that community. Know who your preppers are. Um, be already involved with that community well before something should ever even happen.
Mhm.
We have a plan if something should ever happen. We know what we're doing. We know whose doorstep we could land on or who could wind up on ours because, we try to prepare for you know, the inevitable or the potential, um, you know, and make sure that we have what we need to survive in our home.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's one thing. I mean, and Des and I we talked about this before. I 100% believe that we need to get better about this stuff. So we're gonna. I plan on start doing some more preparations and stuff like that. And start, kind of gearing towards that. Not some. I mean, yes, it's kind of sparked off of what's kind of going on in the world right now, but at the same time, you never know what's going to happen, and it may have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on with the world or administration, this country, anything. It could be something completely different. So I think it's important. But no, I mean, I can get with that. Um, it's true, but at the same time, I mean, for me, like if I was by myself, I'd probably still be by myself. You know what I'm saying? If it was like, especially if it was a stranger, I'm kind of like Miss D. Okay, do I know the neighbor? Do I not? Do I like the neighbor? Me and the neighbor cool. A lot of factors are gonna play into that. But at the same time, I'm not just opening my door. If it's that serious to where you're in this situation, I'm not opening the door. Like there's gonna be, I'll have a different way to communicate, a different way to talk to somebody if that's what's going on. But yeah, you got to be more careful, man, when it comes to that. Okay, so let's take a real quick commercial break. We're gonna come back. We'll do one more scenario, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. Like I said, I didn't want to be on here very long, but I did want to take the time to get on here and say what's up to everybody. Let you know that we're still here. We're still doing the thing. We're taking a little hiatus. Birdman has. So we'll be right back after these words from 143 Infinite Designs, because everybody needs a little love, and why not show some love and getting a design created for you that you can put on a lovely t-shirt. We'll be right back right after this.
This commercial break is brought to you by 143 Infinite Designs. At 143 Infinite Designs, they believe that fashion is a powerful way to celebrate love, creativity, and connection. It is their mission to bring people together through custom, stylish, and meaningful t-shirt designs that enable everyone to express their unique stories, passions, and personalities. At 143 Infinite Designs, they also aim to make every piece a reflection of kindness, unity, and infinite imaginations, spreading positivity one shirt at a time. So if you'd like more information, please reach out by calling 620-454-6588 or by email 143infinitedesigns@gmail.com.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy, the Birdman from the Birdman Show. What in the world's going on here with this? Oh, okay. Sorry, there was something popped up on my. Sorry. Anyways, squirrel. Anyways, hey, how you doing, everybody? It's your boy, the Birdman from the Birdman Show. I got Miss D. I've got Mace Bowser with me. You guys already know what to do. So why don't you go ahead and do it with us? That's right. Freaking love it. I freaking love it. Yes. So we're here. We've been talking about a little bit of mental health stuff, as well as we've been talking about some survival situations. I do really enjoy the survival episodes we've done, even though this is not one of that's an in-depth one. Just having a few scenarios that are out there, I think it's fun. I like it. I enjoy it. I just enjoy the fact that we do a lot of different things with this show. So, and I will say this, awesome. Like the people taking care of my dad they're just phenomenal. Um, Nurse Jessica and Bobby, those two are awesome. And I don't remember how we got on the conversation, but we started talking about podcasts. So it's just like, oh my god, like I love podcasts, and I love. And I talk about the true crime stuff that we do, the murder mysteries and the conspiracy files. Oh, we love that in our household. So I mean, I don't know if they're watching tonight. If you are, definitely thank you for following. But I know they do listen to a lot of the audio version, so I got to get back on cracking on getting caught up with the audio version portions the episodes. I've gotten completely lax. I've had to change some things, so the process for me to do that is become a little bit longer until I can get a different fix for it. So I will get that taken care of. But I will say something. Um, I was showing my uncle because he wants to get in the podcast. So I told him, I was like, hey, I could just, bring you to my studio. I can act as a producer. You know what I'm saying? You can do your podcast. I can just control everything and all that stuff like that. So I was trying to bring up StreamYard. For whatever reason, today wasn't working. Try to bring up Riverside. For whatever reason, it was not working. So I was like, well, I still have my studio on Restream. I can pull that off, see if I can pull that. Well, it came up, popped up, worked just fine, right? So I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, they've made a lot of sweet changes to this. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look at some things because I got my sports podcast coming up. So I'm thinking I might do a sports podcast on Restream just to try it back out. Because the reason why I was on Restream to begin with was because of TikTok. And we're not on TikTok now anyway, so I don't know, we'll see. But like I said, I might do the sports one on Restream and then we'll kind of play it right here for everything else. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So so let me ask you this question before I ask you this other question, right? Or the final question for the show. So here's your final question. Okay. It's day 6. You haven't eaten in 48 hours. It's getting go time. It's becoming go time, right? You happen to find a bag of moldy bread in an abandoned bodega. Are you eating it? And if you are eating it, what's your thought process? Give me a minute to chew on. I give me a minute to chew on that.
Here's my thing. Number one, I'm not eating a damn moldy bread. This is how I am. Okay. Like, however, the word gives us opportunities in life. It has a divine sense of humor, right? Moldy bread, right? What can we do with that? Well, I see that as bait, my friends, because there's pigeons about, just ravens, birds, probably like, here, birdie.
Hey, why are you going after my peoples?
I'm not eating the damn bread. It's like.
I hope you ain't trying to entice me. I don't even like bread like that.
No, not people. No cannibals.
Okay, so that's your take on it. All right, so you're saying I would take the bread. I'm not going to eat the bread, but I'm going to use the bread to try to entice some animals, and I'm going to kill the animals, and then I'm going to have some Kentucky Fried Chicken. Gotcha. Or Kentucky Fried Pigeon. Whatever's available. Okay, I can get down with that. Miss D, what about you?
So, when you were mentioning it, I was kind of like rolling it around in my head, and very similar to Mace, my thought process was, all right, to really inspect it, to see if there were parts of it that didn't have any mold on it, and then that's something that you can consume just enough to get your energy to actually use some as bait. I am not opposed to making myself a squirrel stew. I'm just saying. I'm okay with that. Um, you know, same thing, pigeons, whatever. Um, I mean, in my case, I can't use it, for fishing because, well, I mean, I could to feed other people around me, but for me, myself, and I, that's a death sentence. So, but there are other things that, yeah, I could attract and eat. I mean, hell, you need a ton of them, but ants themselves can provide a nourishing meal if you're hungry enough. So yeah, use it as bait, man.
I like it. I might use this bait in case somebody comes along. I'm popping them in the head and see what they got in their bag. Anyway. Okay, so
Yeah, just scrape it off the top and be like, hey, I'll trade you that like half-eaten granola bar. I got like a couple slices of bread here.
Exactly. Okay, so here's their answer to this scenario. This is their answer they give to this scenario. Here it is. Here's the science. Mold on
Lord.
bread. I know, right? You love that science right off the bat. Mold on bread. Cut off the green part. The roots go deeper than you think. But if you're that hungry, you eat it and pray to the porcelain god later. Survival isn't pretty. Survival is choosing the least bad option, and sometimes it means eating a science experiment. Like, it's seriously just like, why would you write this? Like, I don't, and listen, I've been that hungry before. And I still, like I said, I've been in some stressful situations, especially in Iraq. We had some really serious situations there. There's sometimes you can't get back to the fob, and you're out there a lot longer than what you anticipated, and your rations run out because you only anticipated being out there for, a couple hours, and a couple hours turns into a day or 2 days, sometimes even 3 days. So you never know. So I've been that hungry before where I'm like, man, bro, I literally have not eaten in 2 days. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? You know what? Catch me a scorpion. I can make some scorpion chips. You know what I'm saying? For real, I might have eaten a hedgehog or two. Everything does taste like chicken if it's seasoned right. Okay, so my question is this: we're gonna wrap things up. Like I said, I didn't want to be on here very long. I wanted to do a check-in with my co-host. I want to do a check-in with everybody else out there, see how everybody else is doing. So my question to the both of you: if you could go back in time and talk to a younger version of you, what would be your advice when it comes to mental health to a younger version of you? Ms. D, we'll start with you.
Ooh, that one's a tough one because I've gone through some serious realms of hell and back in my lifetime. But I think if I could say anything, I mean, I don't know how inspiring it would be, but it's,
Oh, no, and I just want to clarify. I want to clarify one thing. When you're going back to talk to yourself, no matter what you say, it's not going to change any outcome. So you're not going back to actually change the future or anything like that. It's just you saying, "Hey, we got to have a conversation." So, okay, I just want to make sure I get that out. Sorry.
I mean, the big thing is, you have a 100% success rate of surviving your worst days. So just keep that trajectory going, because no matter what, it's never going to get worse than that.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. Okay. Mace?
Yeah, that'd be a hard one because, like, I know me, and I think that if I went back to a younger version of myself, not talking like 5-10 years, I mean like young adult Monty.
Right.
We would have had words. We would have got into it. I wouldn't want to have to listen to the bullshit that would come out of his mouth, and he would just think like he knows everything. So why are you like, you don't know me? Like, I do know you. So yeah, it just would have. Yeah, I wouldn't have listened to myself, and I wouldn't have wanted to have to try to convince myself otherwise. It just would have been a colossal shit show. But if I were to impart some wisdom, it would be to just chill out, slow down. Not everything needs to happen immediately. Okay, clearly I've made it this far, And what I wish I would have done earlier in life, looking back, is slow down. So my advice to my younger self is to just slow down, relax, don't put the pedal on anything in life. Don't be impatient. Don't be overly anxious. Just chill, man. Relax. That's kind of what it would have been. Slow down while you're in it. And and don't become the person that looks back and, man, I wish I would have chilled out a bit. Just do it.
Okay. Are we still talking about mental health for a younger version? Or are we talking about a plot twist to an OnlyFans video?
Oh Lord!
Look back, chill out while you're in it.
Well, I guess that works too. Don't be so hasty.
Look back and it's like,
yeah, let the other party enjoy it too.
Yeah, I'm there. Let's rock this Bama. Anyways, I would have to say for me, I guess I could follow suit a lot with what May said, because number one, I have to make sure I approach myself properly, because I'd be like, who is this fool coming talking to me like that? I know you look like me, but I will slap the taste out your mouth if you don't come correct. But no, I would agree when it comes to that, because the simple fact is, I would tell myself, understand something. You're going to fail. You don't have all the answers. Don't be upset, or don't beat yourself up so much when something doesn't work out and you've really planned, you really worked your hardest to make sure it does, but it doesn't work out. You can't control everything. You can only control how you react to situations. As long as you take your approach, I'm talking to myself when I say that, as long as you take that approach, you'll find out that you may not stress on as many things as you find out that you would have happened. That's 100%. I believe that if I had taken that approach, I would have stressed on a lot of stuff that I'm stressing on. That's why now I don't stress on a lot of stuff. I may get a little irritated at times, and sometimes I get irritated with people because I know I can't control people. So no matter if I'm telling them the right thing or I'm trying to tell them something that's gonna help them, if they don't want to listen to it, they don't want to listen to it. They're their own person. At the end of the day, that's their bed. They gotta make it. They gotta lie at it. So I just tell myself, just like May said, just chill, bro. Just chill. It may not work out the way you want it to work out, but everything at the end is going to work out. Chill. Don't stress. Just relax. Get your Corona. Find your beach. I'm sorry, I started doing a Corona commercial. Anyways, no, but I would definitely tell myself, like Mike May said, just relax, bro. Everything's gonna work out. And just like Ms. D said, just understand in your worst days, you have survived all of it. 100% survival rate. Relax. Because you're strong enough to go through it. And you're definitely, able to go through it because of the simple fact that you are relaxed and you are not stressing on yourself. That's what I can say when it comes to that. All right. That was fun. That was a real chilled episode. Real chill. That's like wow. That's like wow. It's like we did edibles. Yeah.
It helps recharge the batteries.
Yeah, I really do feel like
of the soul or whatever,
Yeah, that edibles and shrooms, whatever. I just feel like we did some of that. Maybe it's from MK Ultra, that stuff we talked about, and then putting people on acid trips. I think that's what we just had. We had a mental health, emotional acid trip. I like it. It felt good. I feel like I'm in one of those hippie comments. You know what I'm saying? They hit the bell or whatever, sprinkle the water or something. I don't know what they do with those things.
Everybody starts shaking tambourines and stuff.
Yeah, that's actually that was Sunday morning service at my church. Anyways, anyways, listen, I really appreciate it. Misty, you have any final words you want to tell the good people before we get up out of here?
Oh, take a moment, slow down, check on each other, make friends with your doomsayers and preppers, and but no, seriously, check in on the ones that you love. Um, Make sure that they're doing okay too, because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't and you find that you're alone, a lot of times you're the only person that you can really blame for that. So be the person you want to be, that you
Mm-hmm.
want others to be for you.
That's good. I like that. Mace Valor, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I'll try to make it hopeful, but keep it money at the same time. Everything's a lie. Everything we know of reality is BS. The official story is garbage. There's plot holes everywhere. Nothing makes sense. We are the descendants of those that lived past the destruction of a greater civilization than what we have now. We live in a world ruled by essentially the beast system, which is the almighty dollar, and everything is based upon and gamified by that system. And by feeding into it and listening to the lies and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, we're just fueling the elite powers of the world, right? The good guys, well, who knows, but the bad guys won. That's the reality we live in now. So how do we solve all this, huh? How do we get out of this? By focusing on what matters. And the only thing that matters are the close-knit tribe that you have in this world. Your friends, your family, your loved ones. Ignore the BS. It's all garbage anyway. All that truly matters at the end of the day are the people that you love and the people that love you. So stop idolizing all these freaking rich, wealthy narcissists that are completely out of touch with real reality. Quit falling for the BS. Like, think critically if you're going to look at it, but better off ignore the crap to begin with and just love one another and be there with each other and help find yourself through doing that whole thing. Like, be good to other people and pass that vibe on, man. Like, peace, love, and happiness.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. I guess my parting words are going to be aliens are definitely real and they're coming probe first. Um, you already missed me?
All I can think of is, and no lube either.
Yeah, that's why they always abduct men, because they think it's like a button. It's like, oh, this organ here, it stimulates.
It's like a wind-up doll. Let's insert the batteries here. Anyways, well, I thought it worked for the Energizer Bunny. Anyways, I just want to thank everybody. Seriously, my parting words is just, and I've said this many times before, and Miss D, you reiterated that as well. Make sure you check out these fellas. You have no idea what someone's going through, and some people, despite knowing they have people they can talk to, suffer in silence. Um, so make sure you check on people. Like I said, I try to make sure to check on everybody as much as I can. And there's sometimes I'm just gonna tell you I'll check on you, and if I check on you and I check on you and you start not really responding, I will leave you alone for a little bit. But I will, I'll at least be checking in. I might not say too much, but I'll check in, every once in a while, see if you're, how you're doing. I might drop a message here and there, but I don't ever want to push nobody to talk when they don't want to talk. So be there for somebody. Don't be overly there for somebody. Allow them to initiate if they are dealing with something. Just remind them, even if there's nothing going on, remind them, hey, you know what? If you ever need anything, you can reach out to me, talk to me, right? And sometimes that's all they need. They just need to be reminded from time to time. So make sure you're doing that. Um, just a couple quick housekeeping things, real quick. Don't forget, like, if you want to watch the Conspiracy Files and the Birdman Show live episodes, you can do that on our platforms, just like now on YouTube, by going to YouTube at TBS216. We're also on Rumble, not tonight, but we're also over on Rumble. You can watch that by going to the Birdman Show podcast, and also on Kick. Once again, not tonight, but we're on Kick as well for our live episodes at Birdman Show. If you also want to hear the audio versions of our podcast, you can also check out the Conspiracy Files and the Birdman Show episodes, any of our past episodes, over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as iHeartRadio by searching the Birdman Show podcast. So you can check those out. Like I said, not every Monday, we do. Listen, we'll make the announcements, okay? Mondays, it's Conspiracy Files at 6 p.m. Central Time. The Birdman Show podcast, or Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time as well on those trusted platforms that you can catch us on. I don't have anything else. So if my co-hosts don't have anything else, I just want to thank you guys once again, one more time, for joining us for this episode of the Birdman Show, and we'll see you guys. Wait a minute, if we have an episode Monday, we have an episode Monday. What is it?
I'm. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm definitely not going to be able to do Monday.
Because you're gonna be on vacation, aren't you? Or
well, no, Monday, the time that we would do the podcast, I'm doing like family therapy stuff with Mike, so that lasts for like several hours.
I got you. No, it's all good. We're liking that. What'd you say, Ms. D?
Well, basically we finished our season. We were gonna do a tie-in episode because our Wednesday episode was going to be the John Benet Ramsey case.
That's
So Monday's episode was going to be All Roads Lead to Epstein, which was going to tie in all of the season. However, we are very, very flexible around here.
Yeah.
And I do know we have to book in for a production meeting at some point. So y'all just let me know and I will roll with the flow.
Well, if we need to do a production meeting and Mason's not going to be here for that one episode, let's just do that Monday.
Okay.
And that's for Conspiracy Files, right?
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, we'll do that Monday then.
Okay.
So that way, it's not something he's missing. If he's missing it, then it's not something that's that overly big a deal. 'Cause I definitely would love him to be here for that All Roads to Epstein episode.
Yes.
That is a must. So we'll do that. Let's do that then. We'll have that set for Monday. So, all right, peoples, out freaking standing. I love you guys. I love all you out
too,
there.
buddy.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining. Like I said, once again, like I said at the beginning, thanks for all the positive vibes, the prayers, and love sent this way for my family and I dealing with all this. But I appreciate you guys. So I don't have anything else. So we will see you guys Monday for the production meeting. I really need to get that sound. Anyways, because sometimes it doesn't feel right, it doesn't want to come out right. So, anyways, thank you guys so very much. What was that comment? Who put a comment in there? Love you too, Tabs. Love you very, very much. Always, there's a little finger heart. Love you very much. So, guys, see you guys next time when we do this. Like I said, Monday production meeting. Wednesday, I'll probably forget anyway, so it doesn't matter if you tell me or not. So I'll be messaging Ms. D. What are we talking about? Anyways, so we'll see you guys later.
That's 90% of my text messages from Tim. By the way, if y'all want to know what we talk about behind the scenes, if he texts me, it's what's the episode on tonight?
Yeah. I do that. I always ask how she's doing first.
He does.
Yeah, I'll say, hey, how you doing? Okay, that's good. What are we talking about?
And then I'll chime in with like a 7-paragraph dissertation on how something in the world is completely fucked.
That's usually our group chat.
That's usually
That's
usually a Tuesday evening chat. But anyways, thank you guys so very much. We'll see you guys later. Have a blessed rest of your evening and week. For Miss D, for Mace Valor, for Deathlight, for Ace, for Bambi and Little Bird, and for my own little teen bird, my little tweet. Love you, baby. We thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys later. Go ahead and do it with us so we get up out of here. Hit it, Miss D.
Caw.
See you guys later.